What's up, y'all? We've got the Arkansas Derby coming up here Saturday, and it is scheduled to jump off here at 6:48 Central Daylight Time. So that means we're going to be looking at this race to come up about an hour after the Florida Derby. This field, I initially got to say, I thought it was weak. I got to say, this is the weakest so far of these major prep races I've seen. Or, sorry, I should say the weakest of horses are here. However, I think when you look at the whole thing and break it down, it's not going to be a weak race. I mean, it really only takes two horses to make a good race. So, I think it is going to be a bit off balanced. But I think we still do have a good race, and we do have a potential Kentucky Derby winner in here. So let's get going here. 1.5 million in the purse. Number one, Brereton's Baytown. Horse out of Upstart. Mother's Father's Birdstone. That Birdstone may be one of the best things I like about this horse. 30-1 in the morning odds, ridden by Marshall Mendez on his back. Now, granted, okay, we'll give him this. Mendez has won 2 of 3 mounts on this horse. So this horse has been heavily raced, troubled start. He was down to claiming races, but he did get a win in a claiming race. 3 races back, he was 7 furlongs, 4th in that. Then he got a win in that claiming race, like I was saying, race before last. And then they decided to go straight from winning this claiming race, which didn't have a good time at all. It was a mile and 1/16 and 1:49. Now, whether or not, mud's no excuse for that. That's very slow. Then they decided to throw him in the Rebel. He's 11 lengths off the leader in the Rebel, 8th place. So, I guess you could say there really is no big surprises with that. They did switch the jockey for the Rebels. So they're bringing back the other jockey, Marshall Mendez, that got the win on him. And he also had a win before that 7 furlonger. I don't know. This is a claiming horse, in my opinion. You're putting a claiming horse in the Arkansas Derby, you're just really trying to get lucky. I don't see what they see in him. Maybe nothing. Maybe they're just trying to get lucky. Number 2, First Division. 20-1 in the morning odds with this one as well. Horses out of Omaha Beach, Mother's Father Street Sense. So, Omaha Beach is one of those horses we didn't get to see him run the Derby. So, the breeding with Omaha Beach, you can't really score him until you see what some of that progeny does. Street Sense is back there. Street Sense, yeah, 1.25 mile horse, not much more. So you can't really say the breeding is that strong, really, with this one. BJ Hernandez, never ridden this horse before. Kenny McPeak's the trainer. He's got BJ Hernandez jumping on board. Horse last out, second by a head. Julian LePerot was riding him, not riding him here. Second last out in an optional claimer. Mile 1/16 and 1:44. Second by a head, rather. Race before that, same distance, third by 1 length. So he moved it, stepped it up a little bit. Same finishing time to 1:44. A race before that was a 6 furlonger. Took care of that in a pedestrian 1:12. So, yeah, the horse is getting faster. I guess they didn't like LePerot's performance. He can tend to be a bit pedestrian himself in the way he rides these horses. So McPeak is upgrading. I guess he considers that an upgrade, going to Brian Hernandez. I don't know. I guess they're relatively the same jockey, in my opinion, even though Hernandez, I guess you could say because of the Mystic Dan thing, he's a bit hotter. We'll see if it translates into something. I just don't really know. Not the horse that the horse is that bad, speed-wise. But I don't know that Brian Hernandez is going to make that difference to get him over that next hump. Number 3 is Publisher. Now, this is an American Pharaoh horse. We all know that horse broke the long streak of Triple Crown droughts. Horse out of Pioneer, the Nile. This horse's mother's father is Proud Citizen. So, that's just going way back. Deep breeding here. I guess it probably should translate pretty well. 6-1 in the morning odds. I don't know. Flavian Pratt's riding him. Steven Asmussen is training him. So, I mean, Asmussen's won this race 4 different times. Pratt, I don't think he's got any wins in this race, but hey, Pratt's not all the way on top of his game right now, but he's definitely up there. The way he blew that race with John Hancock in the Louisiana Derby really kind of made me think that he has peaked, if you will, because it seemed like skies was the limit for him for a little bit. So, Pratt aboard, Asmussen training him, American Pharaoh. Hey, there's a lot to like on paper with this horse, except the fact that he's never won a race. He's a maiden. Last out, 4th place in the Rebel, 3 lengths off the leader. Before that, he was 7th in the Southwest Stakes, 7 lengths off the leader. So you're looking at the improvements of this horse, and he's got the background. They're throwing blinkers on. I never liked that. I never liked the blinkers on. So yeah, I want to like the horse because of the breeding, and it's a lot to like about the pedigree and everything. They got him at 6-1. I think that's generous. However, horses like this can come in. He's going to be competitive. It can be hard to leave him out of all your tickets, but I don't really see him popping out for the win. I just don't. Never won a race. He's going to come up and win the Arkansas Derby now. I don't think so. Number 4, Best Friend Rocket. Horse is out of Curlin, 20-1 in the morning odds now. Being ridden by Nick Juarez. Now, Nick Juarez, don't like him. I don't know if I've ever cashed a Nick Juarez ticket. I kind of just put him on the do not bet list. He did come up with a big win. It wasn't that big of a win, but it was a big win for Nick Juarez a month or so ago. Riding for D. Wayne Lucas. Now he's got D. Wayne Lucas training this horse here. This horse has been trained all around. He was originally trained by Bill Mott. Then it was this Brittany Russell that was training him. And the Brittany Russell entered him in some scrub races, got some victories. So, horse got some confidence. And now D. Wayne Lucas is back aboard here. Last out had a win, Oaklawn Park, mile 1/16, 144. It's right along line with what you want to see with these other ones. Win before that, 5-length win, mile 1/16, 149, Laurel Park. Yeah, that's really slow, but it's Laurel Park. So that's to be expected. He did step it up when he came up here to Oaklawn with the better competition. So we'll see if it can translate on. I don't like the Nick Juarez thing. Hey, there was a time I used to bet on him because for whatever the reason, I thought that I would see something with him that was good. Maybe when he's riding for a guy like D. Wayne Lucas, it can come back out. I'm not going to go there, though. I'm not. He's hurt me too many times to go back to this Nick Juarez thing, even with D. Wayne Lucas training. So, yeah, he's coming off a couple of wins. Before that, 11 lengths off in a 3rd place, mile 1/16, 146. Like I say, lots of slow races. He's got this one good race. Hey, maybe it translates over for him. I don't know. I don't think I'll be throwing anything on him at all. Number 5, Speed King. You would kind of think somebody had named their horse Speed King by now. I don't know, maybe the name expired or something. Seems pretty obvious generic name. Horse is out of Volatile, 15-1 in the morning odds, being ridden by Rafael Bejarano. Now he's been around as a jockey a long time. I don't quite put him as a top tier. He should be a top tier jockey. He really should. But for whatever the reason, he's just not consistent enough. He hasn't been over there. He should be an Irad Ortiz, a Johnny Velasquez. He's just not. He's just not in there. So I guess he's around a Jose Ortiz level. At least that's where I put him. This horse is going to be riding out front. Likes to ride out front. I think he's going to get the lead in this one. I don't think he's going to be pressed too much. So I expect him to be out there probably around a 47-second opening half mile, which I always hate 47-second opening half miles. This is going to be a case where Baffert, I think he's probably going to need to go faster than that. He's probably going to need to try to burn a little distance between these other horses, because I don't really think he has the speed. Last out, 10th in the Rebel, 15 lengths off the leader. Got to do better than that. Before that was a win in the Southwest Stakes, but that was a mile and 1/16, 145. 3 seconds off the even. That's too slow. It's too slow. Second place here, he was in this springboard mile, and that was a slow mile at 139. So, hey, if you want to look something positive for this one, he's got a couple of good workouts since that last race in the Rebel. 47-second 4 furlong and a 59-second 5 furlong. There you go. There's a reason to like the horse. He's got a good jockey. Hey, we'll see if he's in shape to get the win here. I don't know if I'm going to jump that far. Number 6, Sandman. Sandman, 3-1 morning odds. He's out of Tappet. Mother's father's distorted humor. So all kinds of star power in that pedigree. Mark Cassie's the trainer on this one. He got a win in this race in 2017 Classic Empire. Horse has closed well as of late. I think they're a bit generous with this 3-1 morning odds. Last out, he was third in the Rebel, 1 length off the leader in that. Christian Torres was riding him there. Before that, Southwest Stakes, second place in that, 1 length off again. Before that, a win in an optional claimer, mile and 138. So they're looking to upgrade, obviously, with the Jose Ortiz move from Christian Torres. You would think if that does translate over, that puts him in the conversation for the win. I don't know. I don't know that it will, though. I don't know why. He's got the talent. I don't know if Jose Ortiz is really going to be able to get that much more out of a horse in his first ride. He's never ridden him before. I would like to have seen him ride him before. Number 7, Monet's Magic. Horse out of Good Magic, the Curlin horse. The rival, if you will, to Justify. 20-1 in the morning odds on this one, Monet's Magic. It is Luan Mercado as the jockey, 15% win percentage here. Ooh. You know, the horse has shown some speed here. He has shown some speed. Before his last out, which was a 5th place in the Southwest Stakes, he had a win in an optional claimer, mile at Oaklawn, 136. I like that mile 136. That's even, that's smooth. Before that, broke his maiden at Churchill Downs. You know, we like Churchill. 143 at the mile 116th. You know, when he shipped down here, shipped to Oaklawn. Didn't do much in the Southwest Stakes, but you know, sometimes a horse just needs that race to get tightened up. You know, once you're facing the better competition. So maybe he's ready for this one. I don't know how much I'll really do with them, but I could see if you're a long shot kind of a player, maybe going for something on this one. It might translate over because I think he does have the speed. Number 8, this one is the one that I think is really interesting. Number 8, Coal Battle. Well, not just the one, the last 2. Coal Battle. Horse out of Coal Front. 7-2 in the morning odds. Jockey is Juan Vargas. another 15% win percentage jockey. I don't bring up that win percentage very often, but you really want to see the 20. 1 out of 5 races. Then you want to see a 17 if he's not bringing that. So at a 14, it's 1 out of 7 races that he's getting a win. That's not really what you want to see. What you do want to see, though, is you want to see a jockey that has won on the horse before. And preferably won multiple races. And that's what Juan Vargas has. This is like his horse. He's got kind of an interesting past as well. The horse it was a turf horse. They wanted him to be a turf horse, I guess. So his first race was canceled, or not canceled. It was taken off the turf, rather, put on the dirt. He gets a win there. So they just go ahead, enter him in another couple turf races. He does nothing. So they decide to say, he won on that one race on dirt. So why don't we go back to dirt? And 4 in a row. So this horse has won 4 straight now. 5 for 5 on dirt. He's undefeated on the dirt. His only 2 losses came on the turf. Likes to ride, or he has taken a lead, lies near the front. When he got the lead, it was a 49-second opening. Yeah, that's 49. That's walking to me, or jogging to say the least. But he will ride near that front. The horse has closed well enough to win on dirt every race. Now, where was he? Delta Downs? Yeah, I know what you're saying. Delta Downs. Who cares? I could win Delta Downs. Get in shape. Get that sprint going. I could probably outrun some of those Delta Downs horses, right? Well, maybe not. We're going to send him out of Delta Downs. He comes over and gets this Springboard Mile. They run that in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Not really known for horse racing, but he busted out that win there. So you figure, we're going to bring him up. He comes over to Oaklawn, gets a 4-length win in that Smarty Jones. And then he comes up and he gets a 1-length win in the Rebel. That 1/16 and 143. Very common time this year. A lot of horses. Last year there was a lot of 143s as well. And a lot of 143s this year with a few 142s sprinkled in there in the mile and 1/16 prep races. But another 143. He's answered the bell every time. Got Juan Vargas riding him. This is going to be. Is this one of those situations where you get like the Stuart Elliott, who speaking of Smarty Jones, it was Stuart Elliott that came here with Smarty Jones, won the Arkansas Derby, went on to win the Kentucky Derby, and should have been a Triple Crown horse if Stuart Elliott was a decent jockey. You get the Jeremy Roses. Guys come from a smaller track out in Maryland. He's riding that Pimlico, the Laurel. But, he comes up with a Fleet Alex. Once again, should have been a Triple Crown. He had that crazy Derby where he runs third. And then he takes care of business in the Preakness after really getting cheated. They really tried to knock him off the horse. He still held on. And then he dominated. That was one of the strongest Belmonts I ever seen that a Fleet Alex there. That was Jeremy Rose. We haven't heard from him since. Is Juan Vargas one of those guys? A Mario Gutierrez? A Fernando Jara? Is he one of those guys that's just going to come up with his horse, take his horse to the Derby, get the roses, and we'll never hear from him again? Maybe. It's not unheard of. And that's what makes the Kentucky Derby Trail so interesting, is because it's people that are made stars in the spotlight, if only for that time. Guys like Sonny Leone and Rich Strike. So, I know I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but Coal Battle, I just like winners, man. I like a winner. I like a horse that wins a lot, because a horse knows that they're racing, and he knows he wants to win. Some horses don't seem like they really want to win. Jockeys as well. I'm out here, I'm running. I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best, but when you say your best, it's probably not really your best. You're really giving your best. You don't say anything. Just go out and do it. That's what Cole Battle seems to have. He's got this jockey with nothing to lose. I love the fact that he's 7-2 in the morning odds. How often do you see a horse that's won 4 straight come 7-2, undefeated on dirt, 7-2? There's a lot to like about that, and the reason why I think the 7-2 will probably stay there is because you got this other horse in here, the number 9, Cornucopia. I mean, what a name for a horse. Another into mischief horse. Mother's father is distorted humor. I'm telling you, this distorted humor and into mischief thing is just all over the place this year. Here comes another one. Here's what I don't get about this horse, though. 7-5 in the morning odds, right? Yeah, okay. Why? He's ridden by Johnny Velasquez. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Who's the trainer? Oh, Bob Baffert. Oh, well, yeah. Bob Baffert, he's tied with Todd Pletcher for the most wins in Arkansas Derby history. So that makes sense. He's looking here to separate, put himself ahead, get number 6. So there's a reason to say, well, yeah, of course he's favored. What about this horse? He's probably got a couple good wins, strong workouts going behind him. No. He's run one race, a 6 furlong maiden special weight at Oaklawn Park. $109 final time. That's good. It's good. It's like some Breeders' Cup time. It's a 109. 6 furlonger. He won by 5 lengths. Yeah, that's good. That's good. But why is this horse 7-5 in the morning? Yeah, he's got Baffert. He's got Johnny V. 7-5 morning odds on a horse that's run one 6 furlong maiden race. And now he's going to go in a grade 1 $1.5 million stakes race with a guaranteed spot into the Kentucky Derby. And they think that this horse is so good that he deserves equal money with every other horse, or just about equal money with every other horse in this race. All other 8 horses. Just below that. We'll take one off of that. He's just as good as these 7 other horses. That's just ludicrous to me. I don't think he's going to be that. Maybe we'll be that favorite. Who knows? I mean, you get a few people with some big money, they can keep these odds down. I don't see it. I don't see those odds. Yeah, the horse is good. Yeah, I'm going to throw him in some exotics. It's going to suck because I don't think he's going to win. And if he do, he probably might come in somewhere and it's going to take out of the money because so many people are going to have so much money on him because he's got such low morning odds. The horse has won one race, sired by Into Mischief. Yeah, Into Mischief's good. Storied humor, good damn sire. The horse has won one 6 furlong maiden race at Oaklawn Park. I'm not going to crown a horse like I'm not going to crown him. I'm not crowning this horse off of that. All right. Gonna have to show me, and I ain't even from Missouri. Pace-wise, we are looking at, in my estimation here, there's pretty much 3 front runners here. The 4, I think, is going to get it. This Best Friend Rocket, Nick Juarez. Do I think Nick Juarez is going to be able to control the pace and time it properly and take off for the lead? Only if D. Wayne Lucas somehow gets into his head, or maybe he's got a headset or Bluetooth or something. He's like, yeah, time to go. I don't see it happening. Nick Juarez isn't that guy you really want to trust with the lead. I mean, it's hard to trust him anywhere on the track in some kind of a stakes race, let alone you want to trust him with the lead. I don't see it happening, but I think he's going to get there. You got the 8 and the 9 there. Juan Vargas. He's got this horse that's the winner. And then you got Johnny V. Bob Baffert. Johnny V's not going to push it. He's going to let Nick Juarez just kind of hang and take over when it's his time. Nick Juarez is going to be too over aggressive, in my opinion. Johnny V's not going to fall for it. So you're going to have him riding right behind there. And I think the 8 Cole battle will be sitting behind the 9 Cornucopia. I don't think he's going to be going Baffert speed, even though I do think he'll be competitive. 47-second opening quarter, like I'm saying there. I think we're looking at a 111.5. I do think that once it comes time to get going, the problem is this Cornucopia. I mean, yeah, Baffert's been training him, bringing him up to run this distance. Hasn't really done it in real life with the crowd and the people in the gate and everything. And I just don't like that picking a horse that's only run 1 6-furlong race, and then now he's going to come out and run a 9-furlong race and get a win against Grade 1 competition. So I don't see it happening. I think Cole Battle and Juan Vargas head past for the win. I got the 8 for the win. Johnny V and Baffert come in second. So that's the 9 in second place. I'm going with the 3. Publisher, Flavian Pratt, the American Pharaoh horse, Stephen Asmussen running third. And in fourth place, I've got the 6. Sandman and Jose Ortiz. Now, please let me know what you think about this one. Do you think that Cornucopia is the real deal and is just going to put all these rest of these foolish horses away? Let me know. Are you that much of a believer? Are you a believer in Asmussen and Pratt? Asmussen, when he wins this race, he didn't really look like he's going to win. The other times he really looked like he's going to win. I think it was like Will Take Charge and, what was the other one? He won with Santana. Anyway, Asmussen knows how to get it done. I think he's good at coaching up the jockeys for this one. So let me know. Do you think maybe that Flavian Pratt's got this one? Or maybe you like one of these other horses. Maybe you think a Best Friend Rocket or somebody's going to get out there with Nick Juarez. Please let me know what you think in the comments section. Check out my other video there. I've got the Florida Derby picks. And I will see y'all after the race.